guys, welcome back. We'll continue on. This is Surviving in IT with .NET Core 3.1 Part 2, and we're creating a monthly financial report. This is a continuation. So in our previous video, we covered creating the database, creating some dummy financial data, creating the monthly table for dynamically generating monthly data, and now we continue on with connecting the monthly table data with a financial data in a stored proc. So we'll be covering that here, and then after that we'll jump into the .NET Core 3.1. These are all the videos that we're going to be covering in this series. All the stuff we're going to cover in this series. We're going to add an entity framework. Then we're going to use Postman to display that data. We're going to add Swagger documentation to this API. We're going to add Serilog to the API. Then we're going to create a ASP.NET Core 3.1 MVC app. And then we're going to consume that API. And then we're going to display it in DataTables. Okay. So let's get started with this demo. Okay, for those who don't know about CTEs, I'm going to do a quick little demonstration, but not really get into it. In our previous videos, we have this type of code, and if you run this, it gave us this table, and we're really trying to focus on getting this type of information, this number, and joining based on that month value to organize sales data and connect it to the monthly data. So in an example of a CTE, and I'm going to give you a quick little sample here, because this is what I choose to use here. If you look at this and I go select asterisk monthly data, hit run. Oh, you know what? Got the nonsense. Oh, that gives you the same thing. And so CTEs allow you in one query to build data structure and then join them up. As I import this section of this query, give you another example. Boom. So now if I go, hey, I want to select sales data, I don't have to create any temp tables. Boom, I have the sales data. I went ahead and modified and put different years in there, but you get the point. And so one query, but by making a selection, I'll be getting the results from this query. And if I just went ahead and changed this back to the monthly data. So CTEs are cool. You should look at the pros and cons, and there's a lot of opinions out there. I'm not gonna tackle on to all of that, but you get the main point there. So I wanted to go ahead and pre-write this query and try not to be so technical about it, because it's a real quick example. So we assemble our monthly data, we assemble our sales data, and we kind of combine it with this left join, because I want all the rows from this table and then the ones that match from this table, and then we're going to do a group by on these values, and this group by is going to condense it to month. We know these values are common, but we really wanted to separate it out to monthly data, and then we go and we select the combined data and order by month, so that it could give us that nice beautiful view of combining our sales data and summing it all up. So that's where we're at, keeping it real simple. I use this method when I have lots of sales data that they want in monthly from different areas, but Okay, so um, let me go ahead and convert this into stored proc. And the reason I call this a test harness is because sometimes when you're creating, do I have to get well, sometimes when you're debugging a stored procedure, it's good to have the test harness in there. So I'm gonna write this real quick and then get right back to you about it, because watching me type is, not fun. So let's get back to it here. So this test harness is meant for situations where the stored proc is created. I haven't created this one yet, so it hasn't showed up here. So this is the signature for our stored proc, and we're going to comment that out. And so this will be create, and then when we hit refresh here, there's our Geth monthly summary data. And so let's say, there's an error and you have to go and check it out. You just comment out this. Well, let's do what it would really look like in a production situation. You go here, you hit modify, go, oh my gosh, let me just comment this out. Make life easier for yourself. And then you can try the different ranges now without saving or damaging the proc. And so there you see 2019, and then you could start testing and seeing if that data is right, if something's wrong with your query. I only have 2 years that I focus on here. Actually, it's 2020. And so that's how you tell the difference between 2020, and it's gonna pull in all the values have data here. And of course, if you went like, I don't know, 3 and hit F5, you get the 3 months. A lot of things, pros and cons, but you get kind of the gist of it. And so in this query, which is one of the tasks that we were accomplishing, let me put you back. F5 here. We're good. So that's one test harness. Then I like to create another one here. Actually, I do way more than this. But that's not what this is about, how I do my commenting. But we'll go here and we'll take these dates. Name those parameters. That just helps other people, makes the code more expressive. You don't have to put there. I just think it's a good practice. Where's the rest of my test data? Right here. Oh, you better work. Hey! But ultimately, we're trying to show yearly data. I mean, monthly data over a year. Okay. And so there's our stored procedure. Seems a little incomplete, so we'll do summary. I guess the next one I'm going to do is just a quick detail version of it all. So what's up next? Okay, so I already went ahead and modified this one. I think I just need to steal you for now. I'll make some changes to that. Oh, no, wrong area. I'll just come back. So, I'm going to talk about the detail version. Same year range thing, date range. And we know how this monthly data works, sales data. And the difference here is we're not summing up everything, and we're just going to show that data as raw as it is. Still order by this month, but you'll see all your sales in January, February, March, April, May, June, kind of broken out like that. And sometimes, again, boss may want to know, hey, what's going on in this time frame? And as you can see, January, February, March. I like to use this because this feels simple to me, and love sharing this information. And so we're going to turn that into a query. This is our test harness, which we comment out when we're not needing it. Instead of alter, um, yeah, we can kind of steal you. Hmm. Hate to make it sound like, oh, that was just a bad copy paste. That's all. Happens all the time, I guess. So we'll go ahead and create this procedure, and we'll hit refresh over here, and there's our detail. I'll reopen it again, and well, that's not set up to right. So if I want to test this, I can just go right here and fire away. So that's combining the data into our stored procedures. And in our next video, I'm going to create a simple API that calls this data, and then we'll show it in Postman. And that's it for now. Um, if you're unaware of CTEs, you can go and check them out. But the intent is to make it quick, and you know, you're all smart guys. Hey, thank you very much.